Good morning. I am excited for today. I was able to sneak fishing gear to the work truck, so we will be making stops because we finally have warm weather. I have been going through severe withdrawals for like the past month and a half. You know, around the holidays, there's a lot going on, so you kind of like fishing on the back burner. It's not really in front of my mind and not my focus, but I have been just itching since tax returns to throw something. As a lot of people do when they get cabin fever, purchase some spring gear. So, new to me, well, just new, but it's been out for a while, the Silver Creek I will be testing, along with the Major Craft Fine Tail Works Tune Glass 4-foot 10 rod? 10? 11? I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's 4-foot 10. Whatever. What's an inch difference? It's almost 5 feet. Just say that. It's this nice olive green glass rod. Mainly fiberglass is good for trout. You know, it's clearly a stream setup. Trout's a weird, like, little niche thing. I just really got the itch for it because I've been studying, you know, topographically Vermont, and being in the mountains, it should have been evident to me that I should be throwing ultralight gear all the time. And even with the smallmouth that are more prevalent than the largemouth around here at the ponds and lakes, the smaller baits get the bites. Like, largemouth they have a big mouth. So they're able to just choke back pretty much anything that you throw at them. Bass was just like what you were after. Like Bass Pro Shop, like all the pro anglers they love, you know, fighting them ugly big mouths. And that's all well and dandy. But for the area that I live in, I was really missing out on the abundance of brook, brown, and rainbow trout. It's just crazy. And I found out that they stock trophy-size rainbows in one of the rivers that I've driven up and down all the time. You gotta get there when the current isn't so bad. That's the only thing I'm concerned about today too, is that we've had this kind of bump in the snow melt that the current may be a little bit strong for the areas that I've selected today. But that's okay. We'll find the seams and we'll hit the shallow parts. And although I'm not expecting bites on the first set of clips, I'm pretty confident that if I do get to stop by the lakes on Route 100, that I can catch some down there. So this is kind of what we're dealing with, you know. This type of stuff is everywhere. This is not a good indicator. There's a lot of ice jams and shelves that, you know, you have to avoid. That's a shallower portion. But literally, creeks and streams are everywhere around here. So I should have been targeting trout all along. BFS is perfect for trout fishing. And in keeping in touch with my ever-growing obsession of JDM, they've made the move to trout. So why shouldn't I? You know, I live in an area where it's abundant I also, you know, have all these resources now. I've been doing deep dives on where to get gear, what's available, when to strike. The yen is still down, so, you know, I'm just JDM all the way through, man. The Japanese just have this refinement in everything that they make. They make beautiful equipment, you know? I've got my Subaru that I drive regularly. I'm in a Toyota right now for work. I like Pokemon. But seriously, like, it just is making sense. Things are starting to line up for me, and I'm making, I think, better angling choices because I'm paying attention to my region. I'm just stoked for today. I really am. All right, we are leaving the gate of the wastewater facility, and oh look, a creek right there. This is that Mega Basura. I don't know if I want to really throw it in this area. There's a lot of stuff to get snagged on down there, and this pole isn't very long. That's that major craft. Fine tail. Works tune. And it is a 410. I know I said that earlier. Lure is 1.5 to 8 gram. I think this stock is around 4, so we're probably down closer to 3 now that I've taken off the extra ring on the eye and sized down from trebles to singles. I really just want to cast out right now and see if there's anything in here, but I don't think this is a good spot. I'm not trying to lose this lure first cast, so let us take a gander, see what we got, see if there's another opening. I believe there's a couple. Oh, sinking down in the snow. There's a couple openings that might do the trick here. That's not bad if I can get on the edge. This is the problem with a lot of creeks and streams if you don't come with waders. I do have waders, but I did not bring them. Let's see if we can make this work just to get off a couple casts. There's some cover under there. I want to see. Yeah, this is a decent spot. I don't really want to get caught in this log though. So I think what we'll do is maybe cast into that seam out there. It's a little bit slower towards this side. And then I'll let the current kind of take it down and maybe retrieve right around here. Ugh, see, the problem with that is we've got two downed logs. One going this way, one going this way. Yeah. Well, fuck it. If I lose it, I lose it. YOLO! We'll test out how smooth this knot is. I do have quite a substantial leader on this, so as long as I can get kind of out there where it slows down, I don't really want it to get into the kind of rough current. I want to keep it right here, kind of let it drift, and then I can bring it back to me right there. There we go. It's exactly where I wanted it. That nice red color is easy to watch too. Look at the action on that. Oh, wow, that's really nice. It's got a nice wag to it. I don't know if the current's playing into that or what, but I like that. This is gonna be a good bait if I fish where there's actually fish. Like I said, you know, this area is pretty much barren. With the rapid snow melt, the current's moving a little bit stronger. You know, ideally where I would place my cast to avoid these logs is kind of messing up because of the current. So anyhow, that's nice. That was all right. Uh-oh, we have a problem. I say I want to keep that line taut, and now I am caught up on sticks. Well, let's see if we can bring it around. No, we've got a triangulation of fuckery going on here. There we go. We're caught on the branches, as you can see. I don't know if you can see that, but we got ourselves a tangle going on here. Ah! Now that's how you know I'm a pro. I literally had it caught on 3 different ones. I've got it caught on that tiny branch sticking up there. Then it was bent around that. Yeah, fuck this spot. Easy does it, Aaron. There we go. Oh, I see a minnow. Not really moving. But that's good, because that means that somewhere around here there's gotta be bigger ones. I probably should have tied on a chatter. This is severely stained water. I don't even know if the fish can see this. Oh, no, we had a nibble. We had a nibble, folks. Dang. Let's try that again. Same spot, maybe a little bit over that way.
Same spot. Something wants it, but it's not committing. Y'all hear that air raid? That's the town of Wallingford. They still haven't set their clocks. Oh, actually, they did. It's 12 o'clock now. You can get pretty far with this thing effortlessly. I'm like, just flicking the wrist. Trying to envision what I'm doing in my head here. The current right in the middle there, I think that's what I'm mistaking for bites, is that center portion is just yeah, it's a little bit faster once you hit that seam. I was gonna say, it felt like soft little nibbles. What did I get on there? The bug or something? I don't know. I've often heard that these little areas too, where side streams meet the main creek. I mean, we've got some stuff coming through. This theoretically is a good spot. This is where bugs or whatever would wash up if they were feeding, but that's the other thing too, is where it's just so early in the season, the food isn't really coming through. But this would probably be a good spot to come back to in a week or two, maybe even next week. We're supposed to have some almost 60-degree weather this weekend, so we got some fluff going on there. Oh, we actually did backlash a little bit too. I think we got it out. Yeah, we should be good. I'm probably just suspending, I think, in this current. The 1/16 ounce marabous. I might add a trailer onto that, literally just for weight. I get some nice swimming action though. I'm kind of doing this thing with it. That hopping motion. It's got some nice flash. If we get a little bit of sunlight, it'll help. Unfortunately, the deeper part where trout would be holding is out of the sun. Gotta get better with. Oh, that's not bad. We're minimizing the fluff. I'm still getting a little bit. I gotta get my thumb a little bit quicker. Do we have a fish on? Oh, we had a fish on. No way. You heard the drag pulling. Oh, man. Dang. All right. Well, you know where they're hiding. hiding. It's kind of in this area where the reflection of the tree kind of comes in. They're right there. They are right there. They're nibbling and they're spitting. Or maybe not. I think I just caught some grass. Yeah. That's what we caught. A nice leaf. But that just speaks to the sensitivity of the rod. Really, I can feel the most minute changes. So I can get her rinsed off there. We're back again. I'm finally filming the true outro. So I did some research and I found that the native species of trout for Vermont, the brook trout, is on a decline. Ironically, it's due to stocking of tributaries. When you release these trophy-sized rainbows and browns into an area, brook trout end up being snacks for these big guys. They're on the smaller side. Brook trout is probably the smallest of the three species. So, I mean, there's that. There's also, the past 3 years, we've had almost annual flooding, and actually last year we had flooding twice. And that just destroys their habitat, really. 5 years ago, I had no idea what I was doing when it came to smaller fish and anything but lakes and ponds. I had kind of my bass fishing down, and I knew what the bass were looking for, which started the whole BFS kick. The smallmouth are more plentiful than the largemouth. Smallmouth prefer downsized presentations, so naturally I got into BFS. I've been on the trout kick because that really takes advantage of the ultralight gear, but I'm learning fairly quickly that, there's not as many trout as there used to be, so... Stocking season is coming up the second weekend of April. We've got like three and a half weeks before that happens, and we'll definitely get some bites then, and we'll definitely have some footage of actual fish catching on this channel. Believe it or not, it's not just about the gear. I'm actually attempting to catch fish. But, and I jinxed myself last week. I was like, boy, it's getting real warm. It went from pretty harsh winter to really warm temperatures. And then this clip happened. Oh, there's the mink. I wish the camera was flipped around. We have a mink that runs around here wild, and he doesn't know what to do with himself right now. I hope he doesn't end up floating down the river here, or the creek. It's a river at this point, but branches floating by. This was the bank that I was casting off from, or what's left of it. Normally there's an extra 2 to 3 feet of bank here before you see water, but this is way up here. I mean, you can see over there. This is just, it's no bueno, guys. And over here is normally just a
tiny side stream for runoff, and that's what's happening now. And it's pooling up back there. So I've been keeping an eye on the staff gauge in Center Rutland. Once that starts going back down, I'll know I'm in the clear. But for right now, my hopes and dreams of catching trout in this area are pretty much shattered. It's just everywhere at the moment. Flooding is not good. The Williams River is getting flooded. Black River is getting flooded. This is Otter Creek, and this is exactly actually where I was casting before. We've accumulated some debris and brush. All that stuff looks like it snapped and fell down. I was walking out, a good foot or two, even with those bushes. And but anyhow, so we're just gonna chalk up the last week of clips to me getting familiar with the trout setup that I have now. And as you can tell, kind of progressively throughout the clips, that I did get better with utilizing it. I feel extremely comfortable, and I love the setup that I have. Hopefully all of the flooding will stop sometime soon within the next couple weeks, and we can get into actually landing some fish. It's been a nightmare, the waters were extremely cold. There was a bunch of ice. Then we got too warm too quick, plus rain caused flooding, and who knows what it's doing, to the trout themselves, and then also their habitat. Silver linings, though. I always look for silver linings, and hopefully with this much rapid melt, the open waters, lakes and ponds will be fishable very soon. So even if the trout can't be caught right now, there's still a chance that we can get some largies, some smallmouth, some perch, and sunfish. Those are the most prevalent species in the area, and we'll get some footage, I promise. I actually did catch one right here. You thought I actually caught something. Well, I did, but in Pokemon Go. Anyhow, we'll catch some real stuff. Promise. Scout's honor. We'll get there, fam. We'll get there. But that's gonna about wrap it up for super early spring, not quite officially springtime in Vermont, and testing out winter purchased gear on bodies of water. So until the next one, toss the tiny stuff, catch the big stuff. A-dubs out! Oh yeah, one more thing. I also wrote and recorded the intro riff myself. So don't violate my intellectual rights. Don't steal my music.